Hi and welcome to today's video. I'm going to be cleaning this Renault Scenic, which has acquired a fair bit of dirt over the past few months. This car is going to be sold very shortly, so this is its final wash here, just to make it look a little bit more respectable before it goes to its new home. I won't be doing any sort of decontamination or applying any kind of heavy duty waxes and sealants that are going to last it for a reasonable amount of time. The process that I've done in this video is just purely about getting it to look as good as possible in quite a short space of time. I'm going to be using some products in the video that have been sent for free by brands in the past, but as always I'm going to be listing those in the description and giving my honest thoughts throughout the process. Quite a few of these products here actually as well have been sent by a fellow YouTuber called Victor from Road to Detailing. So these products were kind of sent so I could try out, so please check out his channel. I'll leave a link to that in the description. He makes really fantastic videos. As you'll have probably seen on the intro shots, the wheels were particularly dirty on this car, and the arches I'd say were probably the worst affected area of this car. So in order to clean the arches, which was the first process that I did, I used Green Star all-purpose cleaner at around 10% concentration. On the tyres, I used ADBL tyre cleaner, and I've never used this before but was quite pleasantly surprised when I saw the reaction. When I initially actually sprayed it onto the tyres, it turned brown incredibly quickly, and I gave it a good scrub, and you can see obviously the foam here was very dirty. In order to see whether it had done a reasonable job at cleaning, I did give it a second pass on one of the tyres just to see what colour the foam was turning at this point, and it was completely white, so I do think that this had done a really good job here. On the alloys themselves, I used a wheel cleaner by Tenzi. It does say to just spray it on, leave it for 30 to 60 seconds and rinse it off, and you can see here that it did do quite a good job with this contactless method. However, to give the alloys a really proper clean, I did actually go in with a brush as well and some of that wheel cleaner. I didn't clean the barrels on this wheel as they were very heavily contaminated, and I just didn't really have time on the day to get out the acid wheel cleaner and give them a really good scrub. Once I'd dealt with all four wheels, I then moved onto the paintwork and just started by jet washing this down to remove some of the loose dirt and debris that could have been lifted by just the pressure washer before using any chemicals on the paintwork. For the pre-wash today, I used Dual Nitty Gritty, which is a pretty potent product, so I actually used it at the max concentration that you recommend here, which is 1:10 ratio, and sprayed it all over and gave it the 2 to 3 minute dwell time that it recommends. I didn't dry off the car here to see whether it had lifted a reasonable amount of traffic film, nor did I do a swab test. The only assessment I have that it did do a good job at cleaning is when I actually did the contact wash. There really wasn't much dirt at all coming off the mitt or any kind of grime on there, and it did feel very safe despite the fact the car was pretty dirty to start with. I will of course be trying this again on future cars and doing a bit more of an assessment of the cleaning ability. For the contact wash, I used a new car shampoo, so this is one by Car Care that they did kindly send. The recommended dilution here is around 25ml into your average sort of 18 to 20 litre bucket, and you can see here it did produce a good level of suds. I was just using one of these pretty cheap standard chenille microfiber wash mitts here, which don't generally tend to carry suds that well. However, I did still have a good experience using the product. You can also apply this product in a lance as well and coat the car in it, and then you can go ahead and use a 2-bucket method or a multi-mitt method, whatever sort of suits you. And I find that a 1 in 10 dilution works really well with this shampoo in a lance, and it actually produces a pretty thick foam that does hang around for a decent amount of time to give you enough time to actually wash the car. I didn't do this today as this is something I normally just treat my car to. I also used a few brushes, so first we've got the SGCB UK wheel brush. I'm using this on the grill here, it's probably the easiest way I could have cleaned it. Unfortunately the handle did come off on that brush and I had to super glue it back in. I also used my GB detailing brush on some of the badges and a Because Race Car box brush on some of the trim. Just a quick reminder, if you are enjoying the video so far, it would be great if you could drop it a like. It really does help to support the channel and get the video out there to more people. I did just want to add a little bit of quick protection to the car as I couldn't really bear to leave it without anything on. So for this I did use the Pyramid Car Care Quick Detailer that again was very kindly sent by the brand. This is one of my favourite quick detailers to use just for being quite fuss free. It's one of those where you don't have to sort of sit back and let it cure, you can just simply slap it on, keep wiping and flipping your towel, and it leaves a really nice level of slickness, gloss and water behaviour behind. For the tyres I used Detailing Verb, which is a pretty high gloss tyre dressing. It feels reasonably sticky and you do have to work it in a little bit more on these tyres, just so you don't get a streaky finish, but I do think it finished off the tyres pretty nicely. The bumper on the rear was really faded, so for this I just used GB Detailing's Onyx, which is a tyre and trim dressing, but I find that it has a nice darkening effect on the black plastics. And this was the final step that I did before I'm going to show you the before and after shots. If you have enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop it a like, and I'll also leave a link on the screen to another vehicle transformation that I've done if you are new to the channel. Thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.